Hi everybody, coming to you from my kitchen. It's about to storm here, and so I just wanted to show you, first of all, I just made this. It probably doesn't look really good. Can you see it? You can't see me though, can you? It's a broccoli, macaroni and cheese. It's whole food plant-based, and this is just one of the simple meals that I cook on the regular. It's tinqueñada brown rice pasta, which is gluten-free. After you cook it, you want to rinse it off. I use the energy saving method. It's on the package, and it's high in protein. It's a really great pasta for people who are vegan or gluten-free. And even if you're not, when I worked at the health food store, we sold so much of this. I steamed some broccoli and I made the Plentiful Kiki cheese sauce. It's in her book, and I think you can actually find it online as well. I also wanted to show you all, this is my little girl down here, Pearl. She hates storms. I don't know if you can see back here, but it's about to storm. That's my back pasture, and that's one of my horses there. Okay, so I am a little bit of a hot mess right now, but I wanted to come in and talk to you all about some questions that you all have asked me. And excuse my hair, I put it up in a bun. Some questions you all have asked me that I wanted to answer, and one of those was, what did I get spousal support and child support? Because I talk a lot about when I was single mother, and the truth is, first of all, I had to be frugal. I've been on my own since right after my 17th birthday, and honestly before that, when I was young, I did move back in with my mom for a time being, but my mom went on the road working for concerts, and so I lived with my grandparents till I was 14. My mom went on the road. So I was alone all but a couple of days a month, and then I'd go stay with my grandparents. So I had a hardship license and drove her car, but I was responsible for taking care of my own needs. My food, there was a restaurant in town. It was like a bar slash diner, and the guy that ran it would often feed me for like $1.50. You know, I did grow up in a middle class family, but let's just say that my family had some problems, and I was kind of just left to raise myself. So I had always had to be frugal. It wasn't just as a single mom. I just talk about that a lot because that's kind of the most recent development of my life. And sorry about that fan. I hope it's not too distracting. So yeah, long story short, I did get some spousal support and child support. My ex-husband did not pay any support the first year and a half. And when we separated, my kids were 14, 15, 16, and 18. So there was no child support for my oldest son. My youngest son, when he turned 18, my ex-husband decided to give him a car, a tattoo, and a motorcycle. Yeah, so that was more of a way to, I think, hurt me. And he moved in with him. My son, that particular son now is a therapist. He's a dad. We have a great relationship. We're extremely close. But when a kid is that young and their parents get a divorce, they're going to want to go where they have freedom when they're teenagers. And so I got it. I did the same. You know, I was the same way when I was a kid. And so the older one, no child support. The one that went to live with his dad, I got a brief amount of child support. The other two, I did get child support. It wasn't a lot. It was like $672 a month for 2 kids. So that, and I got spousal support. But remember, the first year and a half, I had to make it without any of that. He paid one house payment, gave me no money. And the courts did not give me back child support. I still don't understand why, but they did grant me a large amount of spousal support, $900 a month, I believe is what it was. It was significant, but the reason they did that was to equalize our income, because I had put my ex-husband through college, and he worked part-time. His parents gave us a little bit of money, but we greatly benefited from the fact that I did not inherit a house mortgage free, but I only had to pay my mom $7,000, and then I inherited the mortgage, which had about a 29-year, I think it was a 25-year mortgage. I think I had 24 years left on it. That's a whole long story. But I had to pay the mortgage payments, and I think they were $360 a month back in 1991. So I did have a mortgage that I inherited with that, but that house, you know, I inherited that at a really good rate and the land. And when we sold it, we made a profit, which allowed me to use that money to buy more land. And while I acquired it while I was married, the courts look at inheritances different. So my grandparents had some stock, which gave me $14,000 a year for 4 years, roughly. And we used that income to supplement our living while I took care of the kids and worked part-time. So he ended up getting a 4-year degree in academia, and he ended up being the breadwinner. And that was kind of our agreement. He would get the job in academia. That would be our college plan for our children, because they could go to that college for the first 2 years for free, which we did do that. But the court saw it as that my inheritance benefited him. So I think that they didn't give me the back child support because they gave me so much in spousal support. However, spousal support is taxed as income. And so when I give you those numbers, like this is how much I made the first year, second year, I want to say it was between 11 and 15,000 the first year. Remember, I was only making 15,000 a year. And then the next year was like 27,000. Eventually I got up to 59,000. But by year 5, I would move in, or my now husband moved in with me. And even though I had a few more years left on spousal support, I voluntarily gave that up. And I wish I hadn't have, because I was then on my own paying for everything for our college age children. And I still had kids at home that I was taking care of, and one was disabled. I did take my ex-husband back to court, and because under the law, you have to continue to support a disabled child, an adult child, and I did win until he got on disability. And then I just said, you're free and clear to go on that. You don't have to give him any more support. So I try to always be fair, even no matter my personal feelings, I try to always be fair to people. So yes, I did get that, but the numbers I report do include that. The next one was, would I show you more plant-based videos? I don't edit. As you can tell by the fan in the background and the noises and the way that I look, and I just got through cooking, I am not a professional videographer, and I have no plans to be. I don't even like filming like this because I find it a bit of a struggle. So that's why most of my filming is done upright, because the camera and stuff is a little confusing. But I don't want to. It would be great to make a little money off of YouTube, but I do this just because it's a way for me to share my heart with you. It's a way for me to say, hey, this is how I did it. This is how I became financially independent. I hope it will help you. It's more for me a service. And also I want to document these things someday for my children or grandchildren. So I can remember, you don't always remember what you went through 10 years ago. And I have been documenting my life on here, oh my gosh, I think since 2014. So anyway, I am not good at editing. Cooking takes a lot of editing to get all the movement and the pictures and the ingredients and to stay in the frame. It's very hard. And when you see those videos and it looks easy, they make it look easy because they're good at it. They're good at it. I am not good at it. So I won't be doing cooking videos. The next thing I want to talk about real quick is what's going on now. So this channel it's not really a frugality channel. It's more of a lifestyle channel, and I'm much more about financial independence. I started out with a focus on simple living and have always had that focus. And so as a young child, I had to make my wants and needs few, because I grew up in a house with addiction and family addiction issues. And I just didn't get my needs met a lot, especially my emotional needs. My basic needs were met. Like, I never went hungry, though there might not be, there might have been slim pickings. When I was at certain family members' houses, I might have had like a piece of turkey and a tortilla. That was actually really common for me. It's one of the reasons I started driving. I used to steal the car to go to the store where we had a credit account to get food. And I wasn't starving, but I just wasn't always left with provisions that I needed. My grandparents did. They always made sure I was fed and everything. But when I got older and left their house, it was a struggle. So anyway, I've had a real hard time transitioning to someone who has been on the financial struggle bus. I don't think I I worried about buying groceries until I was in my 40s. I often, I never went to the store and could buy whatever I wanted until I was in my 40s. When I first had that inheritance was the first experience I had with being able to buy what I wanted at the grocery store. But that was short-lived because, we'll just say I was married to someone who didn't manage money well, and he was very comfortable living on the edge and I was not. I think he's probably gotten a little bit better with his money now. I think his new girlfriend might be a little better with her money. I don't know. Some of the things he's mentioned lately made me think, wow, he may have gotten a little better with his money. But my husband and I built this business and it has gone really well. And you hear me on here talking about luck being preparation meeting opportunity. So in the past 2 years, we have done really well with our business. We built it from the ground up. My husband had that talent, but he never saw it as a business potential. I have the business talent, and together we're really good at it. So we've reached financial independence about 2 years ago. We reached financial independence, meaning with the money that we have coming in, we have enough money to never work again. We would have to live on a budget. We would be comfortable and we could survive, but we are trying to get to a place where we have a little bit more freedom to enjoy some luxuries before we're too old to enjoy them. I am 52, my husband is 65. We would like to do some international travel. We're not bougie, but if I travel, I want to be in a comfortable place. I want to be able, like today I went and got my TSA pre-check. I've started to let myself enjoy some things in life a little more that I haven't in the past, because I always had to be worried about taking care of other people, my kids, helping my family members. And I'm starting to say, you know what, it's okay to enjoy some of this money that you've made, because what good is this going to be if I have millions of dollars and I'm 85 years old and I can't do anything? Did we work this hard just to leave it for our children? And while I want to leave money to my children, I also want to have experiences now with my husband while we have the money. So one thing that's going to be a big thing for me, and I'm going to talk about this, is I'm probably going to buy a new car. And I'll talk about that. That's not something I thought I would be saying. Because our business has taken off so much in the past 2 years, we have enough money to sell our car to a family member who needs a car because their car was totaled in a storm. They need a car. We can sell it and take a loss on it. And we have enough money to pay cash for a car without it hurting our savings goals. And so that's a big trigger for me, because I never thought I'd be the girl who said pay cash for a car. But I'm starting to realize it's fine. It's okay. We have it. We've saved it, and I can do that. And I'm trying to let myself do that. So I'm learning about what I like. I wasn't really sure what I want, because I felt like I really didn't want for much that costs money. I want to be able to read books. I love going to the library and getting books. I want to be able to buy books sometimes. I've allowed myself to have an Audible account recently and listen to books on tape. That's very enriching. I want to be able to work out and eat healthy meals, and I want to be able to go have meals out of the house sometimes with my family members, or go to movies. But I didn't ever have any major expensive wants. Still don't. But I started to think, well, if I don't know what I want, what do I like or what do I not like? I don't like being in large crowds of people. I know that. So that's not something I do. I do like having my nails done, and I just get a basic pedicure and manicure. Who knows? I may even get the deluxe one at some point. I don't do anything fancy to my nails. But I do enjoy that, so I've been going once a month for that, where I went a couple years. I thought I might want some hair color, and I got a hair wash after going years with no hair color, and I decided, no, I really don't like that. I like my natural color, and I'm happy with the gray coming in. So learning to spend, learning to be okay spending, and trusting myself that I'm not going to make any huge financial mistakes. And yeah, so if that's you, I don't know where you are in your journey. Maybe you're in the part of life where you still have to be really frugal. But if that is you, I would encourage you to set some goals. Maybe they're grandiose, maybe they're huge, and just think about, where can I be in 10 years or 5 years? Where do I want to be? And then reverse engineer how to get there. Because I think one of the best things I've done, and I didn't really know, I'm just a person who writes things down, is I would write things down, and I would write down goals, and I would write down the steps to the goals. I'd been doing this since I was a kid, and sometimes I wouldn't even look at that hardly again, but I would just implement the steps, and then I'd come back years later and find that notebook and realize I hit 95% of my goals, or they just went away. They became unimportant for some reason. So anyway, that's where I am. Had 2 grandbabies born last week. My son had a little girl and my daughter had a little boy, and they were born on the same day, 5 hours apart. So life and priorities are changing for me a little bit, and I'll be here to share that journey with you. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. Bye-bye.